Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Working Mum to Business Mum, helping working mums realise their dream of starting or growing their own business so that they can give up the day job to be more present in their families, all without the overwhelm and feeling like you need to work on your business every spare moment that you have. I'm Debbie Lucas, and in this episode we're delving into the ABC of you, helping you to be authentic, believe in yourself, and be consistent in your business. Before I start off on the discussion, I would really appreciate it if you can help me by sharing, rating, and reviewing my podcast. And even better, if you can subscribe to it on your favourite podcast app. It will help others like you find this podcast and help me to support even more people. In episode 9, we discussed imposter syndrome, and then in episode 11, I went on to talk about modelling excellence. Today, I'd like to take this a step further and help you to really apply it in your business. The ABC of you focuses on authenticity, belief, and consistency. Let's take each one in turn. The word authenticity has been popping up all over the place for me recently, not least so in my lovely interview with Di Hill 2 episodes ago. So what better way to follow on from that and discuss it in greater detail? For me, being authentic means just being yourself. No act, no pretense, and no fakeness. But more importantly, it means not trying to be like someone else. I spoke about this in last week's episode about modelling excellence. You don't want to be a carbon copy of someone else. And going back even further to episode 3, What's Your Superpower? I spoke about you being your USP. You are what sets you apart from everyone else that may be selling something similar to you. But let's look at the more formal definition of authenticity, as defined in existentialist philosophy as relating to or denoting an emotionally appropriate, significant, purposive, and responsible mode of human life. Wow, now that's a mouthful. But let's break it down even further. What does emotionally appropriate even mean? I had to ponder this one for a while. For me, I think it ties into emotional intelligence, which is to be aware of and in control of your emotions, allowing you to be more empathic. Which to me is to be able to read the situation and adapt your behaviour or response accordingly. So whether you're in a business meeting or whether you're posting on social media, gosh, even the language that you use on your website, you should always consider what you're saying or writing with your audience and ideal client in mind. You want to show that you understand them and their problem or need. And this is where you have to be genuine, authentic, because A, people will see through you eventually if you're not. B, you won't truly be able to tap into their wants and desires. And C, it'll be pretty hard to keep that up all the time. If you're being you and showing up as you, then you don't need to think about it. It takes a lot less energy and everything flows so much more easily. Which takes us to appropriate and purposive. If you don't truly understand your ideal client's wants, desires, or pain points, then your messaging is going to be off and it won't engage them. Which brings in significant. You want to speak to the real core of their being. People will always ensure that they have what they need. So you need to make sure that what they want is something that you are offering and that you are the obvious choice for them. And the last element in the definition of authenticity is responsible. As I discussed in episode 5, Creating Your Ultra Smart Goal, you want to ensure that whatever you do, you are acting responsibly. People are investing their time, their money, and their energy into whatever it is you are offering, and you want to ensure that you are offering value and not leaving them any worse off than before they started working with you. Okay, wow. I've surprised even myself there by delving in deeper into what authenticity actually means, and I'm sure I could talk about it for much longer than this. In so many posts that I've seen on social media recently, everyone is just talking about being authentic, but they don't really delve into what it is or how to do it. So I hope that this short discussion about authenticity has given you a better insight into that. But being authentic and showing up as yourself can be hard unless you believe in yourself and what you have to offer. You need to truly believe that you and what you have to offer is going to make a difference in your ideal client's life. If you don't have that belief, then how you present your offer is going to feel, well, quite frankly, a little lackluster. There will be no energy or enthusiasm shining through. When it comes to actually getting people to buy your offer, if you don't have confidence and belief in the difference that you can make in people's lives, they're not going to be convinced either. And lastly, if that belief and confidence isn't there after they've bought from you, you're going to always feel like you're coming from a place of feeling inadequate. So you need to really believe in your offer and what you bring that is different to the rest. And this is something that I'll cover even more in my journey method, helping you to really tap into what it is you're offering and believing that it will make a significant difference in your clients' lives. Okay, so we understand how to be authentic and the importance of believing in yourself, but all of that is pointless unless you show up consistently. And this is in every area of your business. But let's take social media for example, since this is probably where most people consume information these days and where they connect with other businesses. Consistency on social media can be broken down again into even smaller chunks. Whether you post several times a day or only once a week, you want to be consistent with it. Don't post loads of posts one day and then not turn up for another week. Drop one random post and then not show up for another 3 days again. People won't know whether you're coming or going. And certainly it will mess with the algorithms as well. Secondly, you want to engage consistently with your audience, both when they respond to your posts, on their own posts, and also on those of other people that you follow. Another area to be consistent in is to consider your messaging and how that flows throughout your posts. And I'll be covering more of this in my Working Smarter, Not Harder masterclass running 21 to 23 February, giving you some great tips on how to ensure that you're staying true to you, your offer, and what will engage your audience. So there you have the ABC of you: being authentic, believing in yourself, and showing up consistently. And I found a great quote by Sinek that ties in so well with this episode. Authenticity is when you say and do the things that you actually believe. Before I finish up, a couple of reminders. My first book club episode, episode 15, airing on the 2nd of March 2022, and for this one we're reading Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. The conversations are continuing in my Facebook group, Working Mum to Business Mum, and I'd love for you to join in and share your biggest insights and takeaways from the book. My free masterclass, Working Smarter, Not Harder, which runs 21 to 23 February 2022, and you can sign up for this via the link in the show notes if you haven't already. And as I mentioned in my last couple of episodes, I'm introducing a new segment to my podcast, Listeners' Questions. The purpose of this podcast is to serve you, so I'm inviting you to ask me any questions that you have about starting or growing your own business, and I will answer them, either myself, or even better in a guest episode, if that's my guest's area of expertise. So you can send me your questions on social media or through the dedicated form on my website. As always, you can find me on all the usual social media channels and in my Facebook group, Working Mum to Business Mum. And of course, on my website, coachingwithdebbie.com, where you'll find a link to sign up to my weekly newsletter so that you can get any resources I mention directly to your inbox. You can also find more information on how you can work with me there too. So there you have the ABC of you. Applying these principles will help you become more confident in yourself, your business, and what you have to offer. Which one of these areas are you currently struggling with? I'd love to help you with it some more, so please reach out to me through any of the links in my show notes. Join me in episode 13, where I'll delve a little deeper into the value that having a coach or mentor can have for you in growing your business. If you like this podcast, it would really help me a lot if you can share it, rate and review it, and if you don't want to miss the next episode, then hit that subscribe button. Until then, wishing you all the best.